Okay, thanks, Gavin. That was Berlin with Like Flames. And watch out for that one on the charts because it should do well. All right, 2 worthwhile albums to consider this week. The first being Conspiracy of Hope, which celebrates the 25th anniversary of Amnesty International, and all proceeds goes to Amnesty International, which is a very worthwhile cause. And the lineup of artists is just quite amazing on this album. Stevie Winwood, Peter Gabriel, Elton John, Tears for Fears, Howard Jones, Paul McCartney, Bryan Adams, Simple Minds, John Cougar Mellencamp and Dire Straits, and a great track from Sting, a new track that we haven't heard before, Strange Fruit, which was originally recorded by Billie Holiday, and it's a great version by Sting. A very worthwhile album to buy and a great one to have in your collection. All right, the second one is Wa Nee. Now, they first hit the charts earlier this year with a great song called Stimulation. They then were compared, once they hit the charts, as being the Australian Wham, and I thought that was very unfair. But then they came up with another song which had the critics really starting to think about this group, I Could Make You Love Me. An excellent song, also did very well on the charts. Now, this album, I might say, is an excellent album. Now, you can see there are certain influences coming from America, especially from New York, and a titch of Prince in this album as well. But there are some great songs in it, Gone, Sugar Free, so watch out for it. An excellent debut album by this group, and I have no doubt they are going to be big in America. But go and have a listen to the album, I'm sure you'll be very impressed. All right, about 2 or 3 months ago, we caught up with 9 young Australians who were working together in Darlinghurst, a suburb of Sydney, and they were working together. They'd only just got together, they were picked at random, and then they became like a family, and they were working on a drug project, which was from the proceeds of Dire Straits giving $50,000 towards this project. And we discussed of what they would do with it. They said they were going to make a film clip. They had already had some meetings with Neil Finn about a song. Well, the song's finished, the film clip's finished, and they're going to launch that on Monday. It's called the Get Real campaign. And in fact, next week on the show, we'll have those 9 young Australians helping us to host the show, and we'll show the film clip in full. So we're looking forward to that. Also on the Sydney show next week are 3 great performances by Noiseworks, Spy vs Spy and Do Re Mi. Now, these were shot in Sydney, around Sydney Harbour Bridge, and you could say that they were singing in the rain, but some spectacular vision, I believe. All right, that's Sydney next week. All right, on my trip back to Melbourne, I was wandering around Point Ormond, which is in Elwood, which is on Port Phillip Bay around Melbourne area, and there was Doc Neeson and Rick doing some strange filming, so I couldn't resist walking up to them and interrupting their own private filming and asking them about their new album, which is out on Monday, called Howling. So this is what happened when I caught up with Doc and Rick. Are you right now, Rick? Well, now listen, with the new album,
Yes.
I'd say it's got a lot of fresh approach and ideas to it. Now, how did this all come about? I'm the English producer, I guess.
Sure, well, a lot of it, I think, was leaving the whole production to Steve Brown from London.
Yeah.
And then just leaving the band to get on with recording the thing. And I think because of that, a lot of fresh influences from the band came through rather than just holding everything down to one style.
I mean, you've done so many albums. Does it become sort of a pain to think, well, how are we going to approach this album? Should we sort of, you know, sophisticate on what we did before, build on what we did before, and sometimes that can become a bit clouded?
It can be. I think one of the big things that kept it raw was we did all the basic tracks live,
right,
and then left it to Steve Brown to have all the headaches.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's been worthwhile.
Yeah.
So congratulations on it and best of luck. And let's have a track from it now, and it's called Don't Waste My Time.
Okay, let's go.
Take care.